I'm Victoria Pearson, but you can call me V, and I promised you I was taking you out somewhere today. But it's really, very windy outside. We are caught in the crossfire between two different massive windstorms. Both of them have got names. I can't remember what either of the names are. I'm rubbish at names. So we were going to go to Houghton House today, which is a 17th century mansion that is completely in ruins. It's got no roof or anything, but at the best of times, they have signs up warning you about falling chunks of masonry, and I don't fancy dying today for a YouTube video, so we're going to shelve that. We're going to go to that later in the year, and today instead we are going to go to Willen Lake, which is local to me. It's in Milton Keynes, and we are going to visit the Peace Pagoda, which I'm very much looking forward to. It's a beautifully serene little area. Come along with me and I will show it to you. So we came to Willen Lake. Now, as you can see from the map, Willen Lake is absolutely massive, but we were sticking to the north end, which is where all of the really cool artwork is, the medicine wheel that we were going to see, the labyrinth and the Peace Pagoda. We started off by going up these massive steps. They're not that massive really, it just feels like it when you're walking up them. But if steps are an issue for you, you can also get there using one of the long sweeping paths. They do go along massive curves, and so it is a little bit more of a journey up there, but you can still get up there. And as soon as you get to the top of the steps, you can see the Peace Pagoda peeking through the trees. It just looks so beautiful and so serene there as well. We decided to hit the pagoda on the way back. We were going to go to the medicine wheel first, and so we started off by walking along this beautiful long spiral curving path lined with trees. It was absolutely gorgeous. You can see the lake peeking out from between the trees over there as well. And when we got to the top, we could see the labyrinth from here, but I don't think you can see it very clearly on camera. But to get to it again, we have to go through this long spiral sweeping path that goes through these little undulating hills, and it's really beautiful. You don't feel at all like you're in the city, even though you are quite near the centre of MK. It feels very peaceful, very serene. You've got the lake right next to you, and then you look around, and again, you can't see it, but we can see the labyrinth. Here is a statue called Souls in Love, which was donated by Tony and Debbie Sellers in 2012. There is a memorial to them because they really loved this place. And then you get to the labyrinth. It's a turf maze. It was created by Neil Higsett in 1988. It's a turf maze based on an enlarged version of, and I'm sure I'm going to say this wrong, the Saffron Waldon Roscoe maze. There's an oak tree in the middle, and you walk along the little paths and you spiral round and round. And I think the idea is that when you get to the middle, you reach enlightenment. I did feel a little bit dizzy, but I did also feel very peaceful and very serene whilst I was walking around there, and so maybe I achieved a bit of enlightenment. I'm not sure. In each of the 4 different lobes of the maze, rather than the central part where the oak tree is, there's also a bronze sculpture of a face in each corner. Those are by Tim Minneth. And yeah, it's very difficult not to feel very peaceful here. You can see the Souls in Love sculpture there, and just over the hill there you can see the pagoda peeking through. It is so massive, I can't even describe to you. So there is quite a few places that you can see it from, and every angle just looks beautiful and sort of otherworldly, which is lovely. There's again long steps to go up to the actual Peace Pagoda. And this Peace Pagoda was the first of its kind in the Western Hemisphere, which is pretty cool. It enshrines some sacred relics of Lord Buddha from Nepal, Sri Lanka, and Berlin as well. The scale of it is difficult to describe. Even when I'm standing right next to it in a minute, you will struggle to really wrap your head around how big it is. It was also very difficult to get it all in camera at the same time. It overlooks the lake and it's in this big wide open space, and so as soon as you get there you just feel really peaceful, really calm. It is just beautiful. It was so bright today though, and it's so very white that I actually found it difficult to see when I was walking around it. Like the glare that was coming off of it was so much, but look how huge it is. The scale of it is unreal. You go up the steps here and you see that golden statue of, I'm pretty sure that's of the Buddha there, but I'm not a Buddhist, so I don't really know. See the little offerings that have been left and petitions for peace there. And then carved all the way around it is this beautiful stone frieze. It is so very detailed. I am told that it tells the life of the Buddha from when they're born right up until death and all the teachings in between. As I said, I'm not a Buddhist. I don't know as much about it as I would like to, and I don't really know where I should go to find out more about it, but the carvings themselves are absolutely beautiful even if you don't know the story, and I really enjoyed looking at them even though I don't know much about Buddhism in general or that story specifically. Just the detail on in it is amazing. Now this was actually built in 1980. That's not even really that old, although I suppose that is over 40 years, shush. But it does feel like part of the landscape. It feels like it is meant to be there, even though it is that sort of a very obviously eastern piece of architecture in the middle of a city in the west. It feels really at home here. It feels like it's been here for a really long time. After we'd finished with that, we went to go to the Medicine Wheel, which is a stone circle in Milton Keynes, just a little bit down from the pagoda. It's made of two concentric stone circles with stones that also mark the Midsummer Line, which follows the Midsummer sunrise, and that runs through the Tree Cathedral to Belvedere and Campbell Park, all the way along Midsummer Boulevard in central MK. This isn't an ancient stone circle by any means. I think it was built in the early 80s, but I did not check that. Sorry about it. But it's made from local quarry stones, and it is based on the legends of the Hopi Nation in Northern America, whose prophecies told of a time of peace when all nations would join in a common effort together for peace and harmony. It's also supposed to be drawing on the British tradition of building stone circles in important meeting places, because this is where the Buddhist monks and nuns from this temple go to do lots of different ceremonies and memorial services. Here you could see the statue that is called Hiroshima Departed by Ronald Ray. Every Hiroshima Day on the 6th of August, the Buddhist monks and nuns from this temple do a floating lantern memorial at the lake. There's a gorgeous little pond here with a little bridge which looks lovely in the spring. It doesn't look quite as impressive here in the winter. And there's the temple itself. There's a board with prayers and petitions from the UK Friends of Standing Together, who are a group of Arab Palestinians and Israeli Jews who work together for peace and against racism in the area. There's also the 7 ways of giving without money, which I just thought was beautiful. We came to the top of the hill here and we just see how beautiful and serene it is here. It looks like the temple has just always been there. It's absolutely beautiful, and I can totally see why people come here seeking peace and serenity. At the top of this hill there is also the tree where people tie ribbons and leave offerings for those that have passed already in memorial of them, and prayers, wishes, things like that. I can totally see why you would situate that tree up here. It is just so peaceful, so serene. It doesn't feel at all like you are in the middle of the city. It just feels really calming as a space, which is a great place to have a memorial tree, I think. It was really sad seeing all of the things on the tree, all that loss, but it was also so nice to see that love that the people have been maintaining it. It's been a bit messed up by the wind here, but the monks and nuns will come and fix it up again. And because the tree is being a little bit choked by the sheer weight of the things on it, people have now started spreading to the surrounding trees as well. So there's this whole little grove of trees that are just decorated with ribbons and bells and memorials, and it's just beautiful. After that, I'd had enough, and so we started heading back to the car park. We started off on the long sweeping paths, but they're quite long, so I skipped out halfway through and went down the stairs again. It was such a beautiful day, even if it was very cold. Well, I hope that you enjoyed this trip around Willen Lake North, having a look at the Peace Pagoda, the Medicine Wheel, the Labyrinth. I really enjoyed that as a morning out. It was calm, it was peaceful, it was absolutely freezing and so windy. I'm sure that my eye makeup has just gone completely now. But it was a beautiful day. I would strongly recommend it, whether you are local or not. If you get the opportunity to check it out, it is a beautiful place to visit. At some point, I will have to take you to Campbell Park as well, because there's lots and lots of artwork there too. I feel really lucky that we have so many open green spaces around near where I live, even though I'm quite close to the city centre. And yeah, so I will have to show you some more of it over the next few months. Maybe I will wait until it's just a little bit warmer though. Join me next Monday for my next vlog. Once again, I've got no idea whatsoever what I'm going to be vlogging about this time. I don't even have a little clue. I mean, I have some ideas of things I want to vlog, but I don't know which one I'm going to do next. So you will just have to join me and find out. Maybe you can't wait till then to see me again. I do understand. I will be here every single morning in your shorts, taking a great big deep breath, letting you know what I'm grateful for, sometimes letting you know what I'm struggling with that day. And I love when you join in with me on that. I will also probably be here for a Witchy Wednesday intuitive card reading, because a lot of you have said that you like those. Until then, you have yourself a magical week.